Hi everybody, my name is Vaughn Pourchot, CEO here at VTR Learning, here to bring you another little weekly update with things going on in our world and your world. Recently this week I thought I'd talk about just the beauty of continuing education. I mean, how it works for all of us. I think we've all heard the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it, and how applicable that is, especially in the learning environment. There's countless things that times that I'll stumble onto something and I'm like, I know that answer, but I completely forgot it because I haven't touched on it in a while. And that's one of the nice things about having an education company is things I forget, things I need to brush up on. I have some great education tools right at our fingertips. And this week, recently, I felt it was time to brush up on my leadership skills. And we have a wonderful leadership course that I've always loved visiting, because one of the reasons is it's actually based on true stories. My dad was the one interviewed for that course, and actually all of our courses in general follow a storyline that is based not on any fictitious company. It's actually a real life company. It was a plastic manufacturing company that my grandfather started back in 1955. And one of the great stories from the leadership course that really resonates with me every time, I love hearing it, is about back whenever my dad was about 10 years old. He recalls whenever a tornado, this manufacturing plant is in Oklahoma, Tornado Alley. And so one Friday night, a tornado ripped through town and it took the roof off the manufacturing plant. And so it was early Saturday morning, and my granddad took my brother and uncles to the site to survey the damage and hopefully get to work cleaning it up. And they hadn't been there long before some of the employees started showing up. And this was really unique because they didn't work on the weekends. There's only about 20 to 30 employees at the time. It was a small operation, but it was early in the morning, and a lot of the employees started showing up. My granddad hadn't called anybody. It's just the unique leadership that he had. They believed in what he was doing. They showed up because if there wasn't a roof on the plant, there might not be a job to show up to on Monday. And so it really resonated with my dad, and resonates with me whenever I get to hear fascinating stories like that of what good leadership can do. Whenever you can bring a team together and people that will just show up voluntarily on the weekend to make sure that there's a place to show up to on Monday, and an operation to continue working, and it always gives you something to aspire to. Hoping that we're cultivating a culture within VTR Learning that everybody takes ownership in the success of our business. I think that's the number one thing you can do, and as the company gets bigger and bigger, it does get more and more difficult to maintain that sense of ownership amongst the team, but it's always possible. Never think that you can't accomplish that. That if you get so large that you just have to accept that there's going to be divisiveness. I don't believe that. I think that you can always cultivate a great team environment, but it all comes down to the leadership. And so that's always a great course to brush up on, in my opinion, because it's always relevant. It's leadership is the keystone of every organization, and it can make or break businesses. So that's wanted to touch on that this week. I thought it was just really spoke to me. I thought I'd share it with everyone. So other than that, I hope you all have a great week, and look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks. Bye.